Hello! Today we're going to take a look at how to find the slope-intercept form of a linear equation when we're given a point on the line and the slope of the line, and when we're given 2 points on the line. So remember, the slope-intercept form of a linear equation is y equals mx plus b, where m stands for our slope and b stands for the y-intercept. So let's start with finding the equation when we're given a point on the line and the slope of the line. So let's say we're given the point 3, 5. This means that the point 3, 5 is a point that's on the line. And let's say that we're also given that our slope of the line is 2. So the first thing we're going to do is write out the slope-intercept form equation of the line, y equals mx plus b. This helps us remember the formula, and it makes sure we plug in values into the correct places. So now to create this equation, we need to plug in values for both m and b. Remember, m stands for the slope, which we're given. The slope is 2, so we're going to plug in this value. So we have y equals 2x plus b. Now we need to find b. To find b, we're going to plug in the point that we're given for x and y. The point 3, 5 stands for the point x, y. So x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 5. So we're going to plug in these values and then solve for b. So we have y is equal to 5, so 5 equals 2 times x is equal to 3, so times 3 plus b. And now we solve for b. We're going to start by multiplying 2 and 3 on the right side, so we'll get 5 equals 6 plus b. Then we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. That gives us -1 is equal to b. So now that we know that our y-intercept is -1, we can go back to our equation over here and plug in this value. So we'll have y equals 2x plus -1. Now remember, adding a negative number is the same thing as subtracting. So we can rewrite this as y equals 2x minus 1. And that's our final answer. Let's try another one. Find the slope-intercept equation of a line that passes through the point -6, 2, and has a slope of 5. So first we're going to write out the general form of a slope-intercept equation, y equals mx plus b. Then we're going to plug in our slope. Our slope is 5, so we'll get y equals 5x plus b. Now we're going to plug in our point for x and y. Y is 2, so we'll get 2 is equal to 5 times x, which is -6, plus b. Now we're going to solve for b. Start by multiplying 5 and -6. 5 times -6 is -30, so we have -30 plus b. And now we'll add 30 to both sides of our equation. That gives us 32 is equal to b. So our y-intercept is 32. Now we can go back here and plug this value in for b. So we have y equals 5x plus 32. Now that we've got the hang of that, let's take a look at how to find the slope-intercept equation when we're given 2 points on the line. So let's say we're given the points 6, 5 and 7, 1. First, we're going to write out the general form of a slope-intercept equation. So that's y equals mx plus b. Now we need to plug in values for m and b. This time we aren't given m, but we can solve for it using the slope formula. Remember, the slope formula is m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's use the point 6, 5 as x1, y1, and the point 7, 1 as x2, y2. If you switched the points and said that 6, 5 was x2, y2, and 7, 1 was x1, y1, that would also be okay. You'll get the same slope value either way. So now we're going to plug in our values into our slope formula and solve for our slope. So we have m is equal to y2 minus y1, so 1 minus 5, over x2 minus x1, so 7 minus 6. 1 minus 5 is negative 4, and 7 minus 6 is 1. So our slope is negative 4. Now that we know this, we can follow the same steps as we did in our previous practice problems. So we're going to plug in negative 4 for m into our equation over here. So we have y equals negative 4x plus b. For this next part, where we plug in a point, you can use either point. If you do it correctly, you will get the same answer both ways. So for this example, let's use the point 6, 5. So we're going to plug in 6, 5 into this equation. Y equals negative 4x plus b. So our y value is 5 equals negative 4 times our x value, which is 6, plus b. Now we're going to start by multiplying negative 4 and 6. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. So we have 5 equals negative 24 plus b. Then we'll add 24 to both sides and get that 29 is equal to b. So since our y-intercept, b, is equal to 29, we can now go over here and plug that into our equation. So we'll have y equals negative 4x plus 29, and that's our final answer. Before we go, I want to try one more problem. Find the point-slope equation of a line that passes through the points negative 9, 11, and 12, 18. First things first, write out your general equation. Y equals mx plus b. Then we solve for m using the slope formula. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If we plug in our points, we'll get m is equal to 18 minus 11 over 12 minus negative 9. We can rewrite this denominator as 12 plus 9, since subtracting a negative number is the same as adding that number. 18 minus 11 is 7, and 12 plus 9 is 21. Then we can simplify this fraction by dividing both the numerator and denominator by 7 and get 1/3. So our slope is equal to 1/3. Now that we have our slope, we can plug it into our equation. So we'll have y equals 1/3 x plus b. Next, choose either point to plug in for x and y. This time, let's use the point 12, 18. So we have y equals 1/3 x plus b. Our y value is 18 equals 1/3 times x, which is 12, plus b. Now we solve for b. Start by multiplying 1/3 and 12. So we'll get 18 equals 1/3 times 12 is 4, so equals 4 plus b. And then we'll subtract 4 from both sides. This gives us 14 is equal to b. So now that we know that our y-intercept is equal to 14, we can come back over here and plug it into our equation and get y equals 1/3 x plus 14. And that's all there is to it. I hope that this video helped you learn how to find the slope-intercept form of a linear equation. Thanks for watching and happy studying!